What's up YouTube, it's your boy RJ and I'm back with another video for y'all. Now we are reacting to everything wrong with Thor Ragnarok in 15 minutes or less. This is by CinemaSins, so they basically just kind of, y'all know how they do. They pick out everything wrong with basically. It's like, it's good point, it's nitpicking, but then it's good points at the same time, you feel me? So they usually do a good job with, you know, a lot of movies. But Thor Ragnarok, like I said, man, I like the movie, but I'm willing to acknowledge that as a Thor fan, that's not Ragnarok. And I didn't like the overwhelming how they just made Ragnarok out to be sort of a joke, sort of. You know, that really kind of made me angry as being, because I'm willing to look at the comic side, and then I'm willing to look at the moviegoer side. Like the moviegoer side of me, it likes Thor Ragnarok. I like the movie. It's Thor's best movie to me. But, and you know, objectively saying, it is Thor's best movie in my opinion. But as a, you know, the other side of me who's really a fan of Thor, I'm looking at it like, man, they are really making Ragnarok a joke. They really downgraded Loki. They really kind of messed up Thor, him telling all these jokes. Like the way they initially set up Ragnarok in like Avengers Age of Ultron, where he was like, you know, oh, I need answers, I saw something, a vision, you know, I was like, okay, they finna, you know. And then one thing I really didn't like about Ragnarok was Doctor Strange's cameo, man. Doctor Strange is my favorite Marvel character of all time, if y'all ain't know that. For people who don't know that, but he's my favorite Marvel character of all time. And the way they set him up in after Doctor Strange movie, the end credits, where he was like, you know, yes, I'll help you go find your dad. I was like, ooh, Doctor Strange finna team up with Thor. They finna be going ham, and then I'll just fast travel you over there. Like, come on, man, that cameo was such a letdown. But we're just gonna get to the CinemaSins to see what they got for us. I know they're gonna be making some good points, so we're just gonna get to it. Let's get to it. 3, 2, 1, yeah. In 15 minutes or less. Spoilers.
41 seconds of logos. You know, with this Disney-Fox merger goes,
for real,
there's a good chance it's going to result in even longer opening logo sequences with even more logos per film, and that's gonna suck.
That is a long one.
I know what you're thinking. Oh no, Thor's in a cage. How did this happen?
Thoration.
Where I met you.
Someone get this skeleton an agent, because it has tremendous dramatic timing.
Thor, son of Odin.
Holy shit, that's Clancy Brown. Things just got about 100 times more parallax up in this joint. Also, this is what happens when you open up your superhero cinematic universe to aliens. Shit gets wonky and cartoony in a hurry. Just ask Steppenwolf, who incidentally is also a giant on-fire alien monster.
I cannot die, not until I fulfill my destiny and lay waste to your home.
What a shitty destiny. For him and everyone else. He's like an intergalactic Airbnb nightmare.
And you have seen Ragnarok, the fall of Asgard,
Ragnarok credits.
the great prophecy.
Prophecies. Also, great prophecies.
All will suffer, all will burn.
This entire opening scene is villain monologuing done to the extreme.
Yeah.
Knock that tiara off your head and stash it away in Asgard's vault.
Right next to the thing this guy once needs to combine it with? Are you crazy?
Nah.
Hammer porn. Though I'd caution you not to search a real porn website for hammer porn, unless you like smash dicks and improvised dildos. Why not start with that? Why waste the 25 seconds individually smashing enemies if you can do this? Level up or something? While Thor thoroughly beats Surtur's ass here, I'm wondering what was the point of keeping Thor prisoner?
For real, that's,
Wouldn't that probably be an important step in fulfilling the prophecy? Does Surtur know that Thor will make the right decision to put his horns on the eternal flame later?
I really hope they make him tight in Infinity War, man. The Russo's gonna do him justice. Thor justice.
Goddamn Scourge, do you ever stop expositing? You were literally telling those girls plot stuff before Thor arrived, and now you're telling him plot stuff.
Nah.
You're supposed to announce your arrival.
Man, that's so cool, man.
F off, dude. There is no point in
Jogging, I know, right?
10 minutes after Thor, like you've accomplished something. Also, note to Asgard: invest in intercoms and/or radio.
That's so cool,
Shorter
that
bridges.
hammer, man.
I'm sorry about that. Tesseract.
Between this, Eurotrip, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, Finding Forrester, and Entourage, I'm thinking Matt Damon has a shot at the Best Collection of Cameos award that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Favor. Lock this away in the vault so it doesn't turn into a giant monster and destroy the whole planet.
The one thing that can fulfill the prophecy of Surtur changing into Mecha Godzilla is kept
kept
in
in
the
one
only
place.
place where it can cause harm. This is like if you buried Parallax in the pet cemetery. Also, Planet? planet? At the end of this thing, we will see your entire civilization as a city floating through space on a jagged rock. It's a comet or an asteroid way before it's a f***ing planet. The male and female actors behind Thor here are so shitty at faking a conversation, so important you would ignore the first appearance by Thor in years, that I'm wondering if they won a contest to appear in this scene.
You had one job. Just the one?
That's true, but also Thor can fly, which can't really be this guy's fault.
Yeah.
If you were worried about Thor returning to Asgard without you knowing it, you should have picked a
Pick the
better
better, yep.
It's why, in general, you can never take death seriously in these movies. Big dramatic
Yes,
scenes.
that, you
turn
couldn't
into
take
party
death
plays
seriously
starring
in
Matt
this
Damon.
movie at all.
Don't have a phone.
No, I don't have a phone, but you could have sent an electronic letter. It's called an email.
While this banter is pretty funny, you've got to think Doctor Strange has ways of communicating that don't involve phones or emails.
Yeah.
Look at this place. It's beautiful.
Wow, Norway looks fake as shit.
Nah.
Stopped Ragnarok. I put an end to Surtur.
It's already begun. She's coming.
Odin, who is thousands of years old, plays the pronoun game so that Thor has to ask who the hell she is.
Goddess of death. Hela.
That scene was so
sister.
that whole thing was so
All this
rushed.
time. And while he admitted he screwed up by not telling Thor about her and what she can do, this sounds more like the type of thing where the character of Odin didn't know about her either.
I know,
The script
right?
for this movie was written.
Couldn't stop it, so I imprisoned her.
Isn't that virtually the same thing? What a crazy universe we live in when someone
Oh,
can
Hela's
imprison a
coming.
person
Yeah,
with
it's Goddess of
magic,
Death.
can't
Yeah,
stop
yeah,
that
yeah.
person with the same magic.
What? Face up together.
God.
Different path now. This you must face alone.
Well, thanks, Dad. You created this mess by your own admission, and then you waited until you were this close to death to even
Yeah. Oh my
damn,
God.
Space
Yes.
Catwoman is hot.
Yeah, she is.
Okay, so if Hela's power is drawn from Asgard, how is she able to do this on Earth?
Ah.
She told us her powers would be limitless on Asgard, so how is this not already limitless?
It's not possible.
Why did Hemsworth decide to channel Shatter for this scene? I have it on good authority that this script started out as Maleficent 2, and this is the only thing that survived from the first draft. Two mythical beings will now resort to punching each other while flying through a wormhole. That's what Einstein would have wanted. Movie casually kills a couple of Thor's buddies, and it should be a lot more
Yeah, that
meaningful
wouldn't
to us
like-
because of what they mean to Thor, but it simply isn't. Thor crash lands on a planet full of trash, and tell me this isn't the same place where the Transformers found themselves
Ah.
in Transformers the movie. We're about to hear Dare to be stupid during a fight scene, aren't we? The Purge Ragnarok. Somehow all this misses Thor.
Many
Nah.
apologies, Your Majesty.
It's kind of crazy how little this movie has to do with Ragnarok. It's like a side quest that you play in a Thor.
Yes,
RPG if
thank
have time.
you.
When we last saw Hela, she was at the Bifrost Gate and had killed 2 people. Now she's deep into the city, surrounded by a giant army of Asgardians. What exactly transpired where she walked from one end of the city to the other and drew this kind of an audience without the army trying to attack her immediately?
Nah.
Thought you'd be happy to see me.
Maybe give them, I don't know, any kind of proof that you're
actually owed us off.
and maybe they'll come around. You just said some and now you seem shocked no one believed you. What is even the point here? She defeated and banished Thor and Loki with 10% of the effort she's putting forth here, dispatching the generic Asgardian
True.
army. Can't she just do something that doesn't make this movie over 2 hours long?
The answer is Sakaar.
It's awfully nice for this planet to have the infrastructure to put prisoners through a virtual Epcot Center ride that gives them all the details they need to know about the
That was
world.
funny
It is
though.
the collection point
That
for
was
all
hilarious.
lost and unloved things.
I
Not
ain't
true,
gonna lie.
because I see neither my college Temple of the Dog CD nor my college self, one of which was lost and one of which was unloved. So the rumors are true. Every 20 years or so, Jeff Goldblum emerges from his hibernation to feed, mate, appear in movies, and become
Yeah.
a seal for 3 to 4 years before going back into the ground. In 20 more years, he'll be in the Avengers Infinity Star Wars and be the priest at the Han Solo Peter Quill wedding.
You don't need to be afraid unless you're made of
He
sausage.
was hilarious too.
Just a little rock, paper, scissors joke for you.
In space? Way out in space? They still do rock, paper, scissors?
Yeah.
You end up in here.
Oh, well, I tried to start a revolution but didn't print enough pamphlets, so hardly anyone turned up.
Has no one been taught our history?
You've been banished for decades, but you finally come home and expect the society that banished you to have taught your story
Yep.
to impressionable kids. Scourge somehow avoids getting his head smashed in by all that ceiling that just crashed down.
For real.
The eternal flame. You are reborn.
That's exactly what this person who has so much power she can take out an entire army by herself needs. An army. Also,
Yeah.
this eternal flame has a ton of uses, doesn't it? It's how Surtur will become a huge colossus when he puts his horns in it, and it can raise an army of the undead. It's one of those weird elements in movies that do whatever you need it to do at a moment's notice. It's so useful it makes you wonder why it hasn't been
That
used
wolf
until
looked
now.
pretty cool,
Oh,
though.
a green glowing army of the dead and Kate Blanchett. What Lord of the Rings similarity will this movie think of next? Movie's soundtrack briefly thinks it's running underneath the
Ah.
The Grandmaster created this place to be whatever he wanted it to be, so why did he create a world where this shitty, glitchy hologram exists? Chris Hemsworth is way, way better looking than me. This movie's pretty funny, isn't it?
I have to get off this planet.
Okay, haha. We all remember what Hulk did to Loki in the Avengers, but he's been here for weeks, and he's in good standing with the Grand Master. So how the f does he not know the Hulk is here after weeks of being on this planet? He would have at least been given a description of this guy, right?
Yeah.
Man, I never thought I would say this, but I'm happy to see you.
You definitely know better than to address Hulk as Banner, or to think one can influence the other. Alright, this is what we've been waiting for. Hulk versus Thor. We haven't seen this ever, except in the first Avengers, on the airship.
Where Thor had his hammer.
Hulk should probably make quick work of Thor under those circumstances, since it was essentially a draw.
A draw, yeah.
But probably not. Over 3 minutes of marginally thrilling, no-stakes gladiator fighting between two Avengers. Basically, space civil war on a smaller scale. Civil war sliders, if you will.
Bam! Knocked
Is this
him.
hammer supposed to have the power of Thor's real hammer? Hulk just threw Thor like a tennis ball a second ago.
Yeah.
Now, with a random huge hammer, Thor's able to bat Hulk around like Bryce Harper in a Little League game. Well, they finally did it. They turned Thor into Raiden.
I hate how they did Odin Force. And I hate that too.
Shock Thor be impossible at this point since he's got the power of f***ing lightning at his fingertips.
Tell me about
Swear to
yourself,
God, bro.
You see, we need to fill some time while Thor and the others try to get off Sakaar. I don't have much of a character other than I'm evil and want to rule the universe, so you need to fill in the gaps. Ah, the gunslinger. Welcome to Zion.
How did you arrive here?
Quinjet.
That still doesn't answer the question. Yeah, the Quinjet can be used to fly in space, but of all the places in the universe Hulk could have flown that Quinjet, the fact that he just happens to be on this planet is 2009 J.J. Abrams' Star Trek Spock Cave level of improbability.
Where is the Quinjet now?
Showing where the Quinjet is will require a naked Hulk to simply point out the window rather than just telling Thor where to look. This Heimdall vision is super convenient. Did we even know this was possible? That Heimdall could bring
That was a
someone to
great
Asgard
casting
via
choice
vision?
by having Idris Elba.
This doesn't work.
You're being a really bad friend.
The Avengers Civil Thor.
Didn't see that, did you?
How did Thor know how this remote worked so that it would release him from the shocker thing? The button he's pressing here is no different from what Valkyrie pressed to shock him earlier. Considering how this movie works, I'm surprised he didn't shock himself for a big
Exactly.
Welcome, Point Break.
Good thing this ship is still totally functional after being here on this junk planet for nearly 2 years.
Nice work, big guy. We don't know where Ultron's headed, but you're going very high, very fast.
This is not what she said in Age of Ultron. In that movie, she said the job was finished, and absolutely nothing about the whereabouts of Ultron.
For real.
Like this movie needed an easy reference for which movie this was from, so they invented an alternate recording just for this scene. Why does this old message from Black Widow cause his transformation back to Banner now, but didn't do so when she originally said it?
I've been Hulk for 2 years.
Yeah, about that. How does Banner's demeanor stay sufficiently angry, even during sleep, to stay Hulk for 2 years?
If you were to give me 12 hours, I could bring them both back to you alive.
I could do it in 2.
What is this? Name that tune? Just
I know,
both
right?
go and try and do it. Jesus. Is there any reason only one of them would get sent after Thor and Hulk? I just don't get Loki at all. He has all these illusions at his fingertips, but instead of using that, he's like a guy from Death Wish trying to rob Charles Bronson.
I'm terribly sorry. Must be a very painful memory.
Loki taps into the mind of Valkyrie to see the trailer for Valkyrie, not to be confused with the Tom Cruise Tries to Kill Hitler movie. This is just gorgeous. Everything about this scene is rad.
Yeah, that was cool scene. It was.
Would you stop saying that?
Thing I said out loud somehow comes out of character's mouth at the same time.
Those things are OP,
Isn't
bro.
that the most convenient appearance ever? Not only does Valkyrie find a way to go to the exact
same
place
place
at this moment, but the beast that was about to hit Thor also had a control.
You probably put that on Hulk and he get electrocuted like that.
More importantly, are those grapes? It's kind of amazing that the Grand Master allowed Valkyrie to continue to have control over all these prisoners after she sold them to him. Why doesn't he have his own controlling devices on them once the sale is complete?
We are not doing Get Help.
Characters do the thing that they
Yeah,
said
that kind of
they would do,
downgraded
saying
Loki,
they wouldn't do it
man.
cliche.
That kind of downgraded Loki.
It's just another spaceship.
Well, that was easy. That's right, you can stand on top of a spaceship that explodes, not get hurt at all, and by some sort of magic, you can get thrown to another ship and grab it by the seams as it hurtles through the air. How are all these ships missing? Valkyrie Mario jumps her way across the bad guy ships to do some miracles.
That was cool, though.
Fun.
Choose one of your PhDs.
None of them are for flying alien spaceships!
Okay, movie, you can't have it both ways. You can't wring comedy from Banner shouting about how hard it should be for him to fly an alien spaceship.
Then have it perfectly,
then have
yeah.
him fly it perfectly for the rest of the movie. No. Even the special effects think this is bullshit.
Guys, we're coming up on the devil's anus!
Man, this movie has more utterances of the word anus
Yeah,
than
it's a
most
lot of
Game
jokes
Thrones
in this
or even
movie,
most
man.
proctology lectures.
Well, executioner.
Does she have any reason to have kept him around?
Yeah, I know,
on him
right?
For local knowledge, he's not any stronger than the next Asgardian. She can execute people herself quite easily. This character is here so that he can have a change of heart at the end, but I can't think of a single purpose he serves for Hela, other than to stand and watch her listen while she does and says expositional things that we, the audience, need to learn.
Here, up in the mountains.
heat signatures. People clustered together.
How is it so easy for this ship to find the people, and thereby the Bifrost sword, but the f***ing god of death who flings daggers with her brain and crushes magic hammers wasn't able to find it until she threatened to start beheading fools and someone told her where it was?
True.
Wow, she really did the eyeball math on those doors perfectly. I'm not sure I understand Thor's battle plan here. The last time he ran into Hela, she started
I know, right?
Oblivion. He doesn't realize yet that he can control his power without the hammer, so what's the plan? Yeah,
Exactly.
no one wanted to see what happened next or anything. How in the f*** does a slashing metallic weapon cause that
Bam!
wound, but no signs of damage outside the eye?
Yeah.
Stupid dog won't die!
The wolf is immune to bullets because we need
That scene where she cut out his eye had no
useless
weight
as a
to it,
character
bro,
here,
because
so
the
turn
movie
back
was
into
so
the
comedic, which I didn't like that at all.
You'll see!
That was hilarious. That was hilarious.
This is just plain awesome, even though Edward Norton did this in The Incredible Hulk and it wasn't played for laughs.
It wasn't played,
I don't think I
yeah.
quite understand how Bruce dying makes the Hulk emerge, but
Oh,
I think
yeah, he
this
did
is
do
what
that in
these
Incredible
movies are
Hulk.
saying is possible, so I'm removing a sin for this. Yeah, no one wanted to see what happened next anyway.
I know, right? They be cutting away that movie.
Luckily, this triggers Thor's Dumbledore dream, so Odin can
Yeah, they
go
did
from
Odin
beyond
for so
grave or
whack.
Ether, or wherever Odin went.
That hammer was to help you control your power, to focus it.
Yeah, they could have did Odin Force a
Thanks,
lot
Dad.
better.
You could have told me about my power way before this
Yeah,
little sequence,
yeah,
but I
yeah.
realize these revelations need to arrive in the stupidest way possible.
Asgard is not a place. Never was.
Like Idaho? So begins one of the longest walks ever, so that the heroes can figure out how to fight Hela, the truth about Ragnarok, and the very meaning of life before she arrives.
The longer Hela's on Asgard, the more powerful she grows.
Hela has shown nothing but complete and utterly infinite power since she first showed up in this movie.
Yeah.
There isn't a gauge for how much more power she can attain. She's
Yeah.
shown zero weaknesses, and there isn't anything in her arsenal that could be more effective.
This was never about stopping Ragnarok. This was about causing Ragnarok.
Well, it's a good thing you didn't take CinemaSin's advice and take Surtur's crown light years away from this place. But it's not like you knew that then. Yes, Loki's going to steal this, because Loki's got a Loki. My question is, if he had free reign on Asgard for as long as he did... why
He
didn't
already
own
sold-
these stories
yeah,
and used it?
yeah.
Yeah, good for you for finally doing the right thing after all those times you did the wrong and
I
wrong
know,
thing.
right?
All is forgiven. Carl Urban Commando.
Do you really think it's a good idea to
Yeah, the
bring me
higher
back
body
to
count than
Earth?
Thor
No,
using
especially since you
AKs.
assholes already agreed it would be in Loki's best interest to stay on Sakaar. And you know Doctor Strange is going to f*** Loki up once he arrives. Do you guys forget everything in order to service the future plot? Because space is apparently a one-lane highway, Thor's arc runs into Thanos' ship on the way to Earth. To Infinity War and beyond, yo!
Can't have a
They
revolution
finna get,
without
they finna get
somebody
the
to open the
hands
door.
from Thanos.
So, you're welcome. And, it's a tie.
Aren't you glad you waited through 10 minutes of credits to see that?
I
Holy
know,
crap,
right?
so
That
many
was
revelations
so-
for the future of Marvel there. Man, I am glad I
I thought he was gonna show some
completed this movie
power.
for that.
But the animal is inside out. And it exploded.
You must be Hela.
Yeah. Alright, man. Alright, man. You know, they hit on a lot of good points that I agreed with, man. Like that like I said, I like Thor. I mean, I did like it, but honestly, as time, I like it now. Like, I like the movie, but honestly, as time is going past more and more on, as time is going on, I'm starting to dislike it. I'm starting to like, I still like it, but I really kind of, as every day passes, and when Black Panther came after Ragnarok, I looked at Ragnarok and I was like, wow, that was, wow. Like, you could have put Ant-Man and the Wasp where Ragnarok was, and had Ragnarok after Infinity War, which that kind of would have not made sense. I don't freaking know, but yeah, man, like I agree with most of the points they was making in that video. But if like you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button. If you're new, it's your boy RJ, and I'm out.
Go woo on a bitch. 5790 spent the coupe on my wrist. Multi-million dollar, I'm a fool with the hits. Hop up in the lemon, drop the roof, show the tits. Put my finger, got the game with me.